sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose.
I hate it when you talk like that.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose.
I hate it when you talk like that.
Sometimes.
The fuck did she just say? Damn, bro. Yo, what is up, Raider Nation? Clown session is in. Who remembers last time we lost 10 games in a row? Let me remind you, coming up here.
Drive. This has been the 16-play drive for the Raiders. Well, here's a seminal point in the game and maybe the season as the Raiders try to get that first victory. Derek Carr tries to come up with the moment of his young career. First and goal to go 9-yard line. In the shotgun. Carr's going to throw. Pumps. Looks end zone. Touchdown! Raiders! The Raiders at last have won a football game.
That just says about the fight in this team. To be able to do it, I'm just so happy for my teammates. To see them smile, we're running the ball good, and him come back to the huddle fired up, feeling good about themselves. That's the kind of stuff that fires me up. That was awesome.
Who remembers that, man? What's up, Raider Nation? Finally got a victory. That was the last game, or the last time we went 0-10. That was that game that we won. Michael 918, salute. Gabriel Ramirez, what up? Cheers, everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Yeah, I remember that year too. That was a rough year, man. That was shoot. Was that 2015, I think? Or was that 2014? Nevertheless, that was a rough year, you know what I'm saying? Man, I know there's people in Raider Nation that's all in their feelings, dude, but good God, dude. How could you be mad with a victory, dude? Like, what the fuck has happened to our society where people are literally fucking pissed off that we won a game? I mean, I get it to some degree, but holy fuck, man. Let me play this clip again, dude. The white man can't jump clip, man, because this is like straight up, dude, how I feel about fucking Raider Nation and people fucking tripping out right now, upset that we won. A second.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose.
I hate it when you talk like that.
Sometimes when you win.
What's she even fucking talking about, right? That's how some people in Raider Nation are feeling right now. Sometimes when you win, you really lose. Sometimes when you lose, you really win. We're like, dude, what the fuck's going on, man? I don't care, dude. I'll take a victory. I don't care if it's against the Jags. I don't care. Like, I care how we've done. We're gonna get into it, but I feel like that. What's that movie where they're like, oh, 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 oh. I'll take a victory any day of the fucking week, man, because I'm a Raider fan. People fucking excited for losing. Get the fuck out of here, man. Straight up. People, I don't know what people are smoking, dude, but what the fuck is going on, dude? Now I'm in a pretty good mood. Let me see if I can fix my backdrop here. But it's crazy. And we're going to talk about a lot of things. I've been holding out for a while, guys. Been working a lot. Salute to everybody. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe. But yeah, there's a lot of things, you know, I want to get into. Notes I've taken. I've wanted to do a video for a while. Just with my work schedule, haven't had a chance to. Also want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever your thing is. But I'm going to start at the top here. Give me 1 second. Pull up my notes. Just had it. You know, that's kind of the title of this video. Like, what will make Raiders great again? You know what I mean? A lot of people in Raider Nation are like, oh, Raiders are never going to be great again, dude. There's a reason why we're terrible. There's like logical reasons why we're terrible. And it's not all on the quarterback. What do you guys think is the number one issue why we failed so bad this year? Anybody? Somebody please let me know. Because I talked about this like 2 years ago. Who remembers me talking about this exact fucking scenario, man? What's up, Raph? Hopefully you're doing good, bro. Aim for that top draft pick. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that too. I want to talk about the QB position. I want to talk about the general manager, the head coach. I'm going to talk about everything because I ain't done a video in a long time. And there's probably other people who have covered this. I really don't care. I'm going to give you my take, what I think's going on. Some stuff that's really pissed me off, man. Shout out to my homie AG Raider. If you guys haven't seen this jersey, man, this is the unit that I was a part of. Right there, third ACR. Got the, sorry, the camera's backwards. Got the CIB. And check out the back, man. Hardcore. 11 for my MOS. 11 Charlotte, man. Run game. We need more than a QB. We do need more than a QB. All right, so let's rewind this, man. Not to live in the past, but we got to have things in the proper fucking context. First of all, is my audio all right? Last time I did a video, for some reason, my audio was on my other channel. My audio was horse shit. So you guys give me like a thumbs up or something in the chat if the audio is good. Or if I need to like adjust it. It's not all fuzzy or anything. All right. Rebel Raider, dude. What up, big dog? Hope you're doing good, man. All right, so a couple years ago when we had the clown McDaniels, and like, dude, we gotta really think about some of this stuff, guys. How many people were pumped up about, because there's a lot of fucking idiots in Raider Nation, dude. Like, I hate to say that, but it's just the facts, man. So how many people were pumped up about McDaniels? I was at first, but I hopped off that train real quick. But was pumped up about McDaniels. How many people were pumped up about Jimmy Garoppolo? How many people were pumped up about Gardner Minshew? Shame on anybody in Raider Nation that thought Gardner Minshew was going to be the answer or that wanted Gardner Minshew, because that was the biggest, like the worst fucking decision this franchise has made in a long time. And we've made some terrible decisions. That's got to be one of the fucking top ones, with getting rid of Khalil Mack as well. Thinking Jimmy G was going to be the answer. I did a draft reaction about that. I don't even know if I have it pulled up. I have the Jacobs one. I don't think I have the draft reaction anymore. Let me just double check. Because I think that's important, because I was pissed off during that draft when we got O'Connell instead of Hendon Hooker. You guys remember that? Who remembers me going live, dude, and like, you know, I didn't fake it, dude. That was my like raw, natural reaction, dude. I was pissed off, man. You know? I don't think I have it on this one. I just wanted to double check here real quick, but because I know I had it in here at one point. No, it's all good though. But anyways, my draft reaction was me essentially freaking out because we didn't draft Hendon Hooker, and you know, this franchise thought that Jimmy G was going to be the answer. I'm like, oh God. And then, you know, a lot of people were hyped up, you know, going in this year about Gardner Minshew. It's the same thing, dude. Like, who in their right mind really thought Gardner Minshew, I'm not even saying a franchise quarterback, but who thought starting Gardner Minshew was a smart fucking idea? Because their IQ is out the fucking door. Like those people that supported Gardner Minshew, like their football IQ is out the door, and they should not do any more fucking content at all. That's one of the reasons why, you know, I want to go on and shit, dude. But like, I'm not going to hold fucking punches, dude. People need called out and fucking, you know, people need to recognize, dude, what the fuck. So, you know, going back to the Josh McDaniels thing, what I said before he was fired was what's their game plan? This is the whole precipice of like this video. What's going to make Raiders great again is what's their game plan. And when I looked at their game plan, it wasn't good. And I have an issue with the current game plan as well. And we'll get into that. But with McDaniels and some of the moves they made, I felt like they weren't setting the team up for success, especially when it came to Josh Jacobs and Davante Adams. So who here watched last week's game when we were playing on you know, Monday Night Football, and I think it was Bucky Brooks or something. He had said something that like he's like, you know, talking about how he talked to the Raiders general manager, Tom Telesco, and Tom Telesco said, you know, that the Raiders need more than just a quarterback, that we need other superstars. And I'm like, dude, I'm like ripping my fucking hair out, guys, dude, straight up, because here's the deal. How can people in Raider Nation, people that cover the Raiders, you know, people that do Raider content or even have an opinion on this thing, say that we can't draft anybody that's worth a shit. We can't draft any superstars, right? And then at the same time, we let Josh Jacobs go and we don't sign him to our team. That was a guy that we drafted. That was the draft pick we got from Khalil Mack. That was the only draft pick that worked out of all the draft picks from the Khalil Mack trade. That was it, was Josh Jacobs. And so when you have superstars on your team and you let them go or you don't set them up for success, what the fuck are we doing here? How can anybody have an opinion saying like, oh, you got to go get more superstars or we don't have enough superstars? And at the same time, they'll say, well, we don't have any like homegrown superstars. And then you let your superstars go. Does anybody see how hypocritical and idiotic this thinking is that a lot of us have done over time? And it's like, what the fuck, man? You know, you got clowns like DSR, fucking Sanjit last year, and all those fucking jackasses were saying, oh, running back by committee. Everybody was on repeat to what the mainstream media was saying. And they're like, you don't pay running backs. You don't pay running backs. It's a dumb decision to pay running backs. Sanjit was wrong. DRS, like Dick Sucker fucking Lips report was fucking wrong. And so many other fucking people and Raider Nation was completely wrong about running backs and Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is balling the fuck out over there in Green Bay. What is Saquon Barkley doing? Balling out, right? For his new team with the Eagles. And then you got Derrick Henry, who's a beast, you know, King Henry. All those guys, man. Nobody wanted to pay running backs, but those guys are balling out. You had guys like Sanjit that were saying, oh, Zamir White is going to be the next fucking greatest thing since sliced bread, and DSR and all these fucking Raider content creators. And they're talking out of their ass, dude. Like both sides of their fucking mouth all the fucking time, guys. And this is why I won't go live, because it fires me up, because I see it. I see the bullshit, man. They should all be fucking called out, because they won't say I was wrong. No, they won't be like, I was completely wrong about Jacobs. They should make a whole fucking video where they come out and they say, we should have paid Jacobs. I was completely wrong about Josh Jacobs. So then we have to get into what really happened with Josh Jacobs, because this is all this as part of the plan and why I had such an issue with this 2 years ago. Okay. If you're going to have a guy like when you look at scheme and like coaching philosophy, everything has to match up. Now, if you have a superstar like Lamar Jackson, yeah, you may not need a Derrick Henry, even though he has Derrick Henry, but like, you know, you may not need a superstar if you have a quarterback like that. But if you have a pocket passer like Aiden O'Connell, you better have a damn good running game. you better have a damn good offensive line. Like, this is all fucking common sense shit. Offensive line, an excellent run game, and hopefully one or two good wide receivers. And we have a good tight end. Like, see, so when we had McDaniels and they left Jacobs in his fucking car to sit out in our parking lot like a fucking bum, they don't offer him a contract, and then he sits out, and everybody Raider Nation is like, oh, it's Josh Jacobs' fault. People forget, when you go back to last year, what was the problem with Jacobs besides sitting out and the coaching staff being fucking shitbags? Because all this is proper context for why we're fucking struggling now. Josh Jacobs was getting hit in the backfield before he even got the ball, almost all of last year. So then you rewind a year prior, because none of this makes sense, right? The year prior, he breaks the rushing record. He breaks the NFL rushing record, okay? And then from there, our, Einstein McClown, that everybody was all over his nuts, switches our offensive line to a zone blocking scheme. We went from a power blocking scheme on the offensive line that made Josh Jacobs the number one rusher in the NFL to then they're going to switch it to a zone blocking scheme. And that's why the Raiders and our offensive line and the Raiders run game was not very good last year. And Jacobs probably threw in the towel. He said, fuck it. And then you fast forward to when McClown got fired. What happens? Then you have our Coach AP takes over as interim coach. They move the offensive line from the zone blocking scheme back to a power run scheme. And then Jacobs does better until he gets hurt. And then Zamir White does better with the power man blocking scheme with the offensive line. And then we go into this season. What do? They switch the offensive line back to a zone blocking scheme. What the fuck, man? They switched the offensive line back to the zone blocking scheme. We struggle. We get rid of Getsy. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, an epiphany. Let's switch the offensive line back to a power man blocking scheme. Like, this is not fucking rocket science. All these things have to match up to make a team successful. Why would you have the number one rushing leader in the NFL and switch from a power run blocking scheme that made him successful to then switch it to a zone blocking scheme? And then you switch back to a power blocking scheme and then back to a zone blocking scheme. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, these guys have made some critical fucking mistakes that I'm just like, dude, how could these guys be this fucking dumb? Like, there's no way they could be this fucking dumb. And the new general manager comes on board, and guess what? He don't call Josh Jacobs. He don't offer him a contract. Nothing, dude. Or a minimal contract. Nothing. Oh, it don't matter. What does he say when he gets interviewed? Everybody's all over Tommy T's nuts, dude. That motherfucker's hiding in the shadows. Tom Telesco needs to be held accountable for all this shit fucking gone on this season too. And I'm not fucking finished. There's more. There's a fucking lot more I've held fucking built up, if you can't tell. So they don't really give a shit about Josh Jacobs. During one of the NFL Combine or something, Tom Telesco gets interviewed, and he's like, well, I believe in running back by committee. We should have all known right then and there Jacobs was going to be gone. So now that's just the run game and a little bit on the offensive line. Let's not forget, we had a pretty good draft for the offensive line, but think about JPJ. I do like him, but he was hurt in the offseason and in training camp and stuff. Besides just the scheme, it took a while for this offensive line to get going, and you're going to have two rookies on the offensive line. Dude, what do you expect, man? The point is, they did not set us up for success. None of them. Nobody gets a fucking freebie. I like Brock Bowers. I like JPJ. I like the other offensive linemen, but at the same time, drafting is just one portion of it. We're so draft hungry because we've struggled in the first, second rounds that we're giving Tom a pass, not thinking about the other decisions he made as a general manager that goes beyond the draft. Being a general manager isn't just drafting well. It's putting together a team and setting the team up for success. And nobody fucking did that for our team this year, guys. And now everybody's pissed off we didn't win. You should have been pissed off when we didn't sign Josh fucking Jacobs. Where's everybody pissed off about that? So then you get into Devontae Adams wanting to leave the fucking team, right? A lot of us saw it writing on the wall, but put yourself in, I know he's clowning on the Raiders or whatever, but put yourself in his fucking shoes, dude. You think Davante Adams is a fucking idiot? If I can see what they did with just one little aspect of the offensive line, you think Davante Adams is like going to want to stay here for this shit show? Fuck no. And you wouldn't either, dude. Nobody would fucking want to be part of this bullshit. If the Raiders would have played their cards differently and set this team up for success, which they never fucking did from the start, they should have kept Champ Kelly, promoted him to GM, even though I know he don't have the experience. I don't fucking care. They should have never brought in Tommy fucking T-Nuts, hiding in the fucking shadows, pretending like none of this is his fucking fault, okay? And they should have put Champ Kelly as the fucking GM and Coach AP, because here's the deal. Who made these decisions, guys? Not just Josh Jacobs, not just, oh, we'll let Davante Adams go. Whose idea was it to sign Gardner fucking Minshew? Whose idea was it to sign or to get Luke Getsy as the offensive coordinator? Was that Coach AP or was that Tommy T-Nuts? If it was Tom Telesco wanting Luke Getsy more than Coach AP, I think Tom should fucking go. I don't care if he drafted fucking Brock Bowers or not, guys. I really fucking don't. I'm sorry, but I'm not fucking sorry, because that was a terrible fucking decision. And terrible decisions, people need to be held accountable for what the fuck they did. What we should have done is pretty fucking simple. You sign Josh Jacobs. You actually fix the offensive line. I don't care if you draft those guys. They don't need to start day one. We had plenty of money to spend. They should have fixed the offensive line. And guess what? You start Aiden O'Connell, and then you get an offensive coordinator that can actually call plays instead of a Luke Getsy that wants to do a zone fucking scheme. And we all fucking had a lot of questions about Luke Getsy if it was even going to fucking work. Like, what the fuck, man? And now we're all pissed off because we won a game. Go fuck yourself, man. You should be pissed off of all the terrible fucking decisions made. So yeah, I'm fired up. It makes me sad that we're upset that we won a fucking game. That you say you bleed silver and black. Oh, I got a tattoo. I'm part of Raider Nation. I drink beer out of my fucking boot. And I'm going to go fucking cry me a river because we fucking won. Go fuck yourself. I've been dealing with this fucking horse shit. I'm 42, dude. I've been dealing with this my whole fucking life. There's been 3 years that we were fucking good when we went to the Super Bowl. That's it. You got all these younger fans like, ooh, go fuck yourself, man. I've been fucking riding and dying with this shit my entire fucking life. People gonna fucking cry me a fucking river, like Justin Timberlake style. I don't give a fuck, man. You know what I think about Shedeur? I think he's overhyped, man. I do not think Shedeur is. I have a bad feeling about Shedeur. If I'm just being real with you guys, you guys really want that clown show, that fucking drama. You know why fucking Mark Davis's fucking clown ass wants fucking Shedeur Sanders? For money to sell these fucking things. Everybody dude, we've gotten so enamored by quarterbacks that can run around more than they can throw the fucking ball. Isn't that crazy? We get more excited with a quarterback who has legs than we do with a quarterback that has an accurate arm. Like, what the fuck, man? This is the whole NFL fandom, too. And so you're telling me that the NFL has gotten so big where a pocket passer style quarterback will never succeed. That's where we're at, right? A pocket passer will never succeed in the NFL. There's no room for a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning anymore. And I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell is a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, but we also don't fucking know, right? People act like Aiden O'Connell's had the whole year to start. No, they chose Gardner Minshew. He comes in at the end of the Broncos game and another game. And I think it was the Broncos game. He came in and it was like there was a penalty. It was 1st and 20 back when Luke Getsy was our coordinator. I remember it clearly. 1st and 20. What does Luke Getsy do? Oh, let's run the fucking ball. Even though we haven't been able to run all season long, we run the ball on 1st and 20. And then it was 2nd and 20. And, we don't convert, obviously. And like Aiden O'Connell never got a shot then, or that next game where he came in at the end. And then he comes in, he starts, and our offensive line fucking sucks because they're still doing the zone blocking scheme. He gets hurt, because his thumb hits the dude's fucking helmet because our coaches are fucking idiots. That's how I feel about the situation. And then he gets hurt from the thumb. We don't get to see him at all. He comes in, does really good against the Chiefs, and then he gets hurt. That dude should have got ejected from fucking Councey or whatever the hell his name is from Tampa Bay. But then O'Connell gets hurt then. And then everybody's like, oh, Desmond Ridder. Oh, Desmond Ridder. I'm going to show you my face. He's got legs. He's got legs and he knows how to use them, but his arm is a fucking noodle, man. Desmond Ridder is a fucking joke, man. Desmond Ridder throws the ball like this, dude. Like, if you watch his throwing motions, his foot placement, dude, Desmond Ridder is not a fucking good quarterback, which is the entire reason why I had questions, like, of Desmond Ridder to begin with, dude. I don't care if they can run around the fucking field. You gotta be able to throw the ball, dude. Throwing the ball with accuracy and being able to read defenses and being smart up here, and then so it's mental first, and then your arm, and then your legs should be third. Like, fans in the NFL, we have this shit all fucked up. We're like, oh, we're gonna put legs first, we'll put mental third, and we'll do arm, I guess, second. We don't really need an arm, dude. Like, dude, what the fuck, man? I mean, like Anthony Richardson, how's he doing, dude? You know, that's like the perfect scenario. Oh, he's athletic or whatever. If he can't throw the ball and if he doesn't have the mental capacity, I mean, fuck, guys. So, in my opinion, it's like scheme, football philosophy, and all these things are so important. You got to have the general manager on the same page as the fucking coach. If the general manager believes in running back by committee and the head coach wants Josh Jacobs and wants a power running back, that's a conflict of interest and they're not on the same fucking page, right? I mean, like, and that goes for every position. And I'm not saying everything has to match up 100%, but definitely between the GM, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator, everybody, all three of those guys have to have like a same or similar vision or it will never work. You can't have a GM that has a completely different philosophy and vision than the fucking head coach. And the offensive coordinator cannot have a completely different vision than the head coach, you know? And this is why teams fail, dude, because people have these certain football philosophies and they're like, oh, I'm going to come in and reinvent the fucking wheel. Like, you go from having the running back leader of the NFL to all of a sudden, hey, let's switch to his own blocking scheme, which is not Josh Jacobs' skill set. This is the entire reason why I wanted Hugh Jackson as offensive coordinator. This is why I wanted Hugh Jackson as offensive coordinator this year, because he will adjust his scheme to fit his players. Luke Getsy didn't do any of that. I think Scott has potential, Scott Turner and Norv, but fuck me, man. It pisses me off. It really does, guys. It pisses me off. Like, I'm happy we won, you know, and I don't know if Shedor's got it or not. I really don't. Shedor, I've seen him, dude. I've seen that dude grab the fucking football and hold it like this, running around like a fucking loaf of bread and thinking that he's more talented than he is, trying to outrun defensive linemen and get like a 15-yard sack. And this isn't just like a one-off, one game, one play. This guy's literally running around like this, thinking he can outrun defensive linemen, dude. You might be more talented than these college motherfuckers and these fucking like lower class colleges you fucking play against. But I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders doing that shit in the NFL will not fucking work. It will not work. And to coach it out of him, I'm not saying it can't be coached out of him, but to coach that shit out of him, those bad habits, is going to be fucking hard. It's going to be really hard, guys. So, you know, there's a lot of red flags with Shedeur. Not just like, you know, everybody wants the sexy Corvette or whatever. And, oh, yeah, it's cool. Everybody wants it, dude. I don't know that it's the right fucking, I don't know if it's going to be the car to last the longest, you know? I really fucking don't, man. So, you know, I know everybody's like pissed off. Oh, we won or whatever. Dude, why did we start Aiden O'Connell to begin with, guys? Why did we start Aiden O'Connell, give him an actual run game, fix the offensive line? Why didn't they do that? Huh? Why did they switch his? Remember, we ended the season last year on a power blocking scheme with the offensive line, and then they switched it to his own blocking scheme, which is not Colton Miller's skill set and really most of these offensive linemen. So then if you're like, well, we need players to fit our scheme, what happens with that? This is why this is so important, right? The game plan. Oh, well, I have all these excuses besides injuries. You know, they don't fit my scheme. You're talking about a rebuild because they made bad decisions. You're talking about a rebuild because now they're going to be like, we need to get rid of those guys so I can bring in these other guys so they fit my scheme better. And we're in full-blown rebuild. Obviously, with only winning 3 games right now, I mean, I guess we might as well be. Fuck. You know? But to me, the entire thing is a clown show. It's a clown show for Raider Nation to be pissed off. Oh, we won. Ooh. Well, big fucking deal, man. You know? Who remembers that game against the Chiefs when we were 0-10? Anybody in here really remember this game? I'm going to fucking play this shit again because you need to go back and remember how fucking tough that season was and how hard that fucking win was. And yeah, who we just played, they're not as good as the Chiefs and stuff, but the context I think is fucking important because we were 0-10 before this game right fucking here with Derek Carr.
Drive. This has been the 16-play drive for the Raiders. Well, here's a seminal point in the game and maybe the season as the Raiders try to get that first victory. Derek Carr tries to come up with the moment of his young career. First and goal to go 9-yard line. In the shotgun, Carr's going to throw, pumps, looks end zone. The Raiders at last have won a football game.
That just says about the fight in this team. To be able to do it, I'm just so happy for my teammates. To see them smile, we're running the ball good, and him come back to the huddle fired up, feeling good about themselves. That's the kind of stuff that fires me up. That was awesome.
Look, guys, I wanted Hendon Hooker. You guys should all know that. I'd still be all for, like, I'd rather have Hendon Hooker than Shedeur Sanders. People are like, oh, you're an idiot or whatever. I don't care, dude. If you could spend a second-round draft pick, go get Hendon Hooker, I'd still take fucking Hendon Hooker. So, like, I was kind of against Aiden O'Connell, but this guy, there's something fucking different about him, dude. And he's not your shiny. What I'm saying is different. Is like he's not your shiny Lamborghini. He's not your Corvette. He's not this sexy fucking toy that's going to be a run all over. He's like, you know, people call me crazy on this, dude, but he's like a Brett Favre. Brett Favre was more mobile than Aiden O'Connell, but Brett Favre was not really that great of a quarterback. He was a pretty good quarterback, but Brett Favre threw, I think it was like 300 interceptions and like 500 touchdowns or something like that. Brett Favre threw a lot of interceptions, but it's risk versus reward. With Brett Favre, you almost always got more good than you did bad. And the good outweighed the bad. He won a lot of games because you got more good than you did bad with Brett Favre. You know, won a Super Bowl, had a chance to win a second one, got maybe close, you know, a few other times. But, you know, that's how I see Aiden O'Connell. Dude broke his thumb. It's like fucking trying to play, you know, as soon as he can, just like Brett Favre. Like the mental toughness, you know, like I see Aiden O'Connell more like that style of quarterback. And Aiden O'Connell can throw dimes. So the point is, if you're going to have Aiden O'Connell, you got to take the good or the bad. You know, if you want to get the best out of him, don't handcuff him. You have to be able to accept some of the interceptions, which is crazy because like when the draft happened and I looked at the interceptions from his like college career, I was like, holy shit, Aiden O'Connell throws a lot of interceptions. But there's a reason why that happens because he takes chances. I want a quarterback that's willing to take chances. I do not want, I'm going to piss people off here. I don't want a Derek Carr that's going to throw the ball away on third down. You know, I want a guy like a Brett Favre that on third down or fourth down, they're going to fucking throw it and take a chance to go big or go home, you know? And I think you get that with the Aiden O'Connell. The dude has an accurate fucking arm. As much as I was critical on that draft pick, he can throw a fucking dime, dude, especially if he has time, you know? And there are downsides with him. And I'm not saying don't draft a guy, but I'm saying if you're not able to draft a guy, whether Shedeur, Cam, or whoever the fuck, don't give up on Aiden O'Connell. The dude never had a fair shot to begin with. Let's not forget, Aiden O'Connell helped the Raiders break the highest scoring game in Raiders history. 63 points against the Chargers. Our previous record was 59. You know, like it's mind blowing to me. And I'm not saying O'Connell like balled out last year necessarily, but for him to be a rookie, he did pretty good. And under the circumstances, we like threw him to the wolves, dude. We never even really gave the dude a fucking fair chance, man. You know, and maybe it's bad luck with him hurting his thumb or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But you look at all this shit that I'm talking about, and was the Raiders' plan to win the entire season? That's my question. Was the brass from Tom Telesco to Coach AP, was their plan to win the entire season? When I look at their actions, I don't think they really cared. Whether they were purposely tanking or not, I don't know. But when I look at their actions and their fruit, I do not see guys at the top that was making moves and decisions to set this team up for success, let alone to try to set O'Connell up for success to see what you have in him. So you don't really know. I mean, the season's pretty much done, and we really don't know what we have in Aiden O'Connell. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, we know what we have in Gardner Minshew. We don't know what we have in Aiden O'Connell, you know? And the people that are pumping up Gardner Minshew going into the season, just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. I haven't wanted to do a video because I was like, I don't want to go off on people. I want to be mentally positive. But, like, you know, and yes, Tommy T-Nuts is what I'm calling him, Tom Telesco. He had a good draft. Like, you know, we always hear generational talent, right? With all these, you know, draft gurus or whatever, the Todd McShays and Mel Kipers and stuff. They always say generational talent. So the term to me has been watered down when you hear generational talent, because they'll say these guys are generational talent and they end up not being anything close to generational talent. But I'll tell you what, Brock Bowers is pretty fucking close. If you were to like put a label on generational talent, Brock Bowers is as close as you're getting to it. And so Tom should deserves a little bit of credit for that. I would say, I do feel like, you know, Bowers fell into our lap. So I don't know like how much I would say like it's just this like awe-shattering move. I mean, as well as Bowers did in college, even though I wasn't like tracking him that much in college, but what the draft guys were saying that he was supposed to be the best tight end and blah, blah, blah amount of years kind of thing. I mean, yeah, if we draft him, he should be a stud, you know, that's how I feel about it. So, and JPJ's turned out to be a pretty good player, but the first part of the season, no. And then, I always forget the other dude's name, the right tackle. Like, you know, he's turned out to be all right, but I mean, for at least the offensive lineman, dude, I mean, it was until like they switched back to the power blocking scheme, and until like week 8 or 9 or something, or maybe it was like 10, dude, where, you know, we're starting to see this offensive line start to come together. Dude, you should not be anywhere close to halfway through the season or over halfway to start seeing your offensive line come together. Really, it should be at worst, like between weeks 3 to 5. By weeks 3 to 5, your offensive line should be gelling as one unit and pretty good. And we didn't do that, dude. Our offensive line was not good by week 5. Not even close. I know there was injuries and stuff, but again, like all these were the decisions made by this organization. All right, we'll scroll up a little bit, see what you guys are saying. I've kind of ranted. I can look at my notes, but that was kind of some of the main stuff I wanted to touch on, man. Just get it all out. It's like, then he went 8 games as a third string rookie QB. Yeah, that's crazy, man. All right, let's see what Gabriel has to say. AOC, Aiden O'Connell is not a starting QB. He's a good backup QB. I watched his game in college and last year. Not impressive as a star. Sorry, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Just keep it real. Okay, but like, you're probably right. You're probably 80%, probably 80-20 is what I'd say. You're probably 80% right on that. The only caveat I would say is like, you're talking about college. I think he only started 2 years, was it? Or was it more than 2? But anyways, even if you feel like he's not a starter in the NFL, how are you going to know, dude? Are you just basing it off of his rookie year? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I want to give people fucking chances. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like where I'm at with it, dude. Because like if you're basing it off of something, we're basing it off of something where we don't know. It's like uncharted waters. We really don't know. We're gonna end the season and still not fucking know. And I just want to know one way or the other. And 3 games at the end of a season is not fucking enough, man. It's not. J-Dog said Harker, they don't know with O-line, can sit back and throw very good. Need a running back. That's how I feel about it. See, and like where I'm at, so like you said, where was it? You were talking about how O'Connell isn't like a starting quarterback. I'm like 80-20 on the other side. Or maybe I'm probably 70-30. Like I 70% believe with the right system, the right offensive line, the right play calling, the right running back. I think O'Connell can be a starting quarterback, and I think he can be a damn good starting quarterback. So since you're talking about Bo Hardigree calling the plays the last 5 games, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 4th round draft pick. Just wait till running game get going with actual running back. Yep. They never plan on winning the season. They got rid of all the veteran talent. Yeah, dude. It's highly questionable, dude. All this stuff, dude. And I'm not saying I have all the answers. Like, I was pretty fired up or whatever. But holy fuck, man. They may do. I don't care if anybody's pro. Dude, even if you want Shedeur Sanders, I don't care. Nobody can look at this team and, like, you know, look back. And I know it's like, oh, you're Monday morning quarterback. No, dude. I warned of this shit like 2 years ago, guys. You know, and I've tried to keep my fucking shit cool or whatever, dude. Till I see Raider fans crying about us fucking winning, dude. I mean, fuck, man. And so Caleb Williams drafted in first 2 round coaches, 1 offensive coordinator, and he's over there pouting on the sidelines. O'Connell's character, he has heart, and he has damn good QB. And that's like that character. Dude, you can teach anybody anything in life. I don't care what field it is or what you're studying for or what your work is. But trying to teach someone character is almost impossible, dude. And that's how I feel as well. He's got great character, man. And that's extremely hard to find. He doesn't get rattled when he throws interception. He's not afraid to stand in the pocket and take his what more can you can ask about a quarterback besides being able to run. That's the only thing. That's the only thing people can say about O'Connell, dude. Because he's not even throwing that many interceptions and shit, you know, like he was in college. People will be like, well, he can't run. He can't run, so he can't be a quarterback in the NFL. He's not a starting quarterback. And I say bullshit. Because you look at 2 of the best to ever do it was Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. You remember how fast those guys ran? Man, those are the best athletes in the NFL. Peyton Manning and Tom fucking Brady. Peyton Manning, who threw like the most interceptions by a rookie or whatever the hell his rookie season. He came in the NFL. Tom Brady, who looked like a fucking toothpick that would just snap if you fucking hit him, dude. You know, both those guys, how did they beat you? Honest question. How did Tom Brady and Peyton Manning be so good? They weren't using their legs to beat you, really, right? So how did they ever fucking win Super Bowls? Peyton Manning won 2 Super Bowls. Tom Brady, fuck, what was it, 7? I mean, an insane amount of Super Bowls. So how did they do it? How'd they do it if it wasn't with their legs? How many Super Bowls does Lamar Jackson have? Oh, that many. What about Kyler Murray? Everybody's all over Kyler Murray's nuts. How many Super Bowls does Kyler Murray have? Peyton Manning and Tom Brady would beat you by this right fucking here. And by this right here. And they could throw their if you ever watch their throwing motions and how they throw the ball, from that to Peyton Manning, if you watch Peyton Manning's tape and you watch just how Peyton Manning handed the ball off, you could not tell if it was going to be a run play or a pass play because he would hand the ball off the exact same every time. And you think that was be like something easy to do. It's not, because most of the quarterbacks out there, especially these running quarterbacks, When it's a pass play, they automatically come up like this, and you can tell it's a pass play. And when it's a run play, they hold their arms out way the fuck out here, and you can instantly tell it's going to be a run. Peyton Manning would always hold the ball the exact same, whether it was a run or a pass, so you never knew because he sold out on that shit. And not just after the fake handoff, if it was a handoff, he would keep running back and then hold up like he was going to throw the ball. Every fucking time. Go watch Peyton Manning. He did it every time, dude. That's why he was great. Or how he didn't stare down wide receivers. He'd look this way, last millisecond, boom. And Tom Brady did the same thing, and they had timing with the wide receivers. And what has Tom Brady said about a lot of these young quarterbacks coming out of college? They haven't played enough. They're not essentially smart enough, or they don't study their playbook enough. And that offenses have to dumb down the offense to fit these, athletic guys. This is what the greatest of all time has said. And he's not lying. So how did guys that never had the legs like a Lamar Jackson win that many Super Bowls? Anybody. It was with his arm and his fucking brain right here, dude. But yet, everybody in the NFL and Raider fandom, you cannot be a quarterback in the NFL unless you have legs. Okay. You talking about Caleb Williams? Yeah, dude. That dude. Yeah, and some of us questioned that on here. I remember that. Yeah, we were like wondering if he was going to be fucking crying or whatever the fuck. Yep, we knew Caleb was going to be a nightmare. At least we don't have that fucking clown. He also had 4 touchdowns the first half of the game. Can anybody in the chat name me a quarterback in the NFL? What round is drafted to have 4 touchdowns in the first half? That's a good point, man. Yep. Yeah. Michael, no, wait. Exactly. Top drafted QB doesn't mean they are ready to start in the NFL. But Pirates are back. Yo, Mama's back. Let's just admit we got 5 or 6 good players on this team. The rest are mediocre to backup status type players. I agree with that. But that's also, I mean, like to some degree, but that's part of that's coaching and part of that's the general manager, dude. We had money to spend last off season, man. And I'm not coming to you. I'm just saying, just trying to point it out, like, Caleb's teammates were walking off the sideline mid-play because they were trying to be a hero running around. Yeah, man. He said, even with a good O-line, O'Connell will be mid-average as a starter. Maybe. But you also don't know that, man. Because he never got the chance. You know what I mean? Red Rebel said we have the 6th youngest team in the NFL. They need time to develop. Most of rookie and practice squad players. Trust me, our guy Tyson Baggett in the offseason, he's actually better than Caleb Williams. I'm actually a Bears fan. Damn, bro. That's rough, man. Badgett beat us last year. DJ Glaze, that's the right tackle I was thinking of. Jordan Merritt have been positives for the on this old line. The future's bright. Max Blaine, punter, Jack Jones, Morig, Myers, Bowers. But, like, that's the other thing. You think this general manager is going to, like, re-sign some of those guys, man? Spillane, free agent. Morig, free agent. You trust this general manager? Everybody's been all over Tommy T's nuts. I don't trust him. Why didn't we give Morig a fucking contract before today, man? Or before this year? Mahomes runs a 4.740. J-Dog says, I disagree about Sanders being athletic first because I believe he's smart. You got to be when dad is a former NFL player. I don't like hype and fame shit. I feel that, man. But he's not a Caleb Williams. I'm not even saying like necessarily don't draft Shedeur. I'm just saying if he goes to the Giants or something, it's not like the fucking end of the world, dude. You know, I really don't think so. What about Travis Hunter, guys? What about Travis Hunter, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the last defensive player to win fucking Heisman Trophy was Charles Woodson. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Travis Hunter, you know, played offense and defense. Woodson played a little bit of wide receiver, but like mostly defense. But I mean, shit, man. Been a long time since a defensive player won Heisman Trophy. All right, let's see. Isaiah said he could be just as good, if not better, than Williams. Oh, Williams weirdo. He's like, I'm salty we won. I feel you guys, man, but wins are hard to come by. That's why I showed like that. If you remember that Chiefs game, guys, and like I'll get flagged if I do like more video than like that little edit I did, but like that Chiefs game, it was 2014 or 15. We were 0-10. We had James Jones, and then I think that was when we had Michael. I think that was Michael Crabtree. But we were on the goal line towards the end of the game. We threw that touchdown. Derek Carr threw that touchdown 3 or 4 times, and there was like a penalty on them or something, or no, penalty on us, penalty on them, penalty on us. I don't know. It took like 4 tries. We finally got the fucking touchdown. But, you know, and even at that, like Cleo Mack and C.O. Moore were like slapping hands because like when they sacked Alex Smith in the backfield, and we almost got a penalty. It was the dude from the Giants we got, the samurai dude that pulled out a sword. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he was like, I remember he was like calling him like, get over here. But they almost got a penalty for offsides because like the Chiefs were going to hike the ball because they were in a hurry up offense. But, you know, the point is like, yeah, that was maybe a little bit different because that was like a divisional game or whatever. And, you know, a little more important than the Jags or whatever. But we were 0-10, man. Like, that was a tough win, dude. We had to, like, fight tooth and nail, dude. Like, you know, and, like, you know, I think about it. And the Jags, they beat us last game in Oakland. That game pissed me off. Really, that game pissed me off. Derek Carr pissed me off in that game, too. But, you know, like, wins are hard to come by. So, like, part of me does want the draft pick. I agree with some Raider Nation. But another part of me, my Raider fandom, is like, you know, fuck, these are hard to get, man. Wins are hard to fucking get. And I don't want it to be where losing is a norm, because it can get to that point. You become calloused where you just like accept losing, and then it's like, then just to get one win, dude, you could be going in the next season, you know, with all the talk being about when will Raiders get their first win. You start out 0-1 and then 0-2, and then everybody's like, Raiders haven't won a game since fucking a year and a half ago. I don't want that stigma, you know, like so people that are in their emotions and their feelings and they're like, well, I'm pissed off because we won, dude. You really want to be going into next season? We're in weeks 1, 2, 3. What if we're in week 4? We're 0-4. They'd be like, all the talks would be like, Raiders haven't won a game in like 14 games or 16 games. Who the fuck wants that on your like back, dude? I don't. Fuck that shit. So I'll take a win any day of the week. All right, Mike Hawley, shout out to you, bro. Said, I'm more worried about the coaching future of this team. We can draft good, great players, but will they be put in the right situation to succeed with us? I don't trust that they will be. And that is kind of my main frustrations right there. And I'm not, here's the thing. I'm not for or against Tom Telesco. I'm not for or against AP. I probably lean a little bit direction on those, but like where I'm at is like, what I hate is leaders that set their people up for failure. Any leader, I don't care what it is, but especially football and when it comes to our Raiders, when there's leaders that are making business decisions, right? And Antonio Pierce said, people making business decisions. Well, hold on a second here. The Raiders made some business decisions, and one of the main ones being not signing Josh Jacobs. And then them switching to a zone blocking scheme for the offensive line. When they make decisions like this, they are not setting players up for success. which then the opposite of that is obviously they're setting the team up for failure. And then if they're setting the team up for failure, then you have to ask yourself, are they purposely doing it? Or so like the way I look at it is like, are they purposely setting this team up to fail? Are they unknowingly setting the team up to fail, meaning they don't know better and they're just stupid? Or they actually are smart, they know better, and they know exactly what they're doing, which falls back to they're setting us up to fail. And so I don't know. Could be a combination of things. Yeah, it could. But I worry about the same thing, because if they're setting us up to fail, that really fucking pisses me off. That's the one thing that I can't stand is leaders that do not set people up for fucking success, man. And it happens all in our work lives and stuff. You'll see it. You see bad leaders all the time. It always fucking pisses me off. And this Raiders organization, from the head coach to the GM to Mark Davis, has set this team up to fucking fail. And that pisses me off. Rebel said, I don't trust Tom T, but Travis Hunter would be a good pick. I would take Travis Hunter. You know, if we don't have to trade up for him, or even if we did have to trade up, if we get Travis Hunter, Aiden O'Connell, we figure out the QB thing later on or whatever, I would take that all fucking day. You know? So Justin Tuck, there you go. Thank you, Isaiah. Appreciate that. You're right. That was the guy in the Chiefs game, that the samurai dude who'd always pull a sword out, but like I like Justin Tuck. He's a cool dude. Now the Raiders have to pivot with their draft, but don't let the league know our hands. Just say we keep in our option open. And some players were like berries per day leading up to the draft. Yeah, dude, I'm not worried about it. Look, dude, if let's just say, all right, for giggle shits, that I'm wrong about Shedeur Sanders. I'm like 60-40 on him, I guess. 60% of me wants him, 40% probably doesn't. So I do want him. I do want to give O'Connell a chance. I'm letting more to Shedeur than not, okay? But like where I'm at with it is like, I feel like the Raiders have options, you know, no matter what happens. And if Shedeur is the guy, I don't care if we give up 3 first-round draft picks. Honestly, like, it's going to sound stupid. I don't care if we give up this entire fucking draft to get Shedeur Sanders. If he's the guy and he's going to be the guy, give up the entire fucking draft. I don't fucking care, dude. I really don't. If you believe that he's going to be the guy and he's that good, give up your whole fucking draft. I'm serious, dude. Like, you better have that kind of conviction within you, or why are you drafting the guy? If you had the first or second overall pick, if you don't feel that confident, where like if you do a what if scenario, right? So you're like picking first or second, but then just try to imagine that like, oh, well, if I'm not picking, you know, first or second, and I was picking 10th, 11th, or 20th, am I willing to trade a bunch of draft capital to go get this guy? If you put yourself in that like mental mindset and you are not willing to move up in the draft and give up a lot of draft capital to get that same guy, then why the fuck are you drafting him? Because obviously your conviction is not that strong. It's just not, you know? So that's how I look at it. If you believe in him, it doesn't matter how many draft picks you have to give up for him. I mean, it does to some degree, but the like, just my context is, if it's your guy and you feel that confident, if you give up what you got to give up to get him, then fucking do it, dude. He said they screwed us that game, man. Yeah, I know, bro. I just don't know who our QB gonna be. A lot of us feel that way, but we honestly, like, Aiden O'Connell has not got a fair shot to even know if he could be a starting QB. He was set up for failure. This team was set up for failure, and that makes the question: maybe they don't want Aiden O'Connell because he's not a mobile quarterback. But that doesn't mean he can't be a starter. It just means a lot of us, like NFL fans, if they don't have the sexy legs that can run, then we're like, we'll just move on to the next toy, you know, kind of thing. Or the next guy that can run around. But everybody was excited about Desmond Ridder. But Desmond Ridder has legs, but his arm and his mental like capacity and like reading defenses, he's not a good quarterback, dude. Desmond Ridder is not a good quarterback. I'm sorry, but he's not. Says some players is built different. Genty, one of them. Oh yeah, dude, that running back, bro, dude. Can you imagine? Genty's gonna be a beast. I wonder who's gonna get that dude, man. Mike Longman said they have many head coaches in Antonio's camp. It's time to take the training wheels off. Yeah, dude. And like this is the whole thing that makes me wonder, like, why did they make some of these decisions, dude? Like, some of this shit does not make sense, you know? I thought our business decision last 10 games, our first overall draft pick, AP doing business decision for his own purpose, like AOC on his own purpose. Hey, man, you know, like, it's a double-edged sword. It really is, dude, because, like, I understand, like, oh, Shedeur might be it. He may not be, dude. Who here now? Shedeur, I think Shedeur has better character than Jamarcus Russell. But who remembers what Jamarcus Russell's number was in college? Anybody remember what Jamarcus Russell's number was in college? It was number 2, the same number he had with the Raiders. What's Shedeur Sanders' number in college? Because you don't see too many quarterbacks that have the number 2, but Shedeur Sanders' number is also 2. And I'm like not superstitious about almost anything in life except for football, and that fucking trips me out because you're going to move up or you're going to draft a guy first or second overall, and he's got the exact same fucking number as Jamarcus Russell. That it just trips me out. You know, I'm not saying that's going to be a deal breaker, but it weirds me out, man. So, but it's back to what Greg was saying about the business decisions. Yeah, dude. And if I was Aiden O'Connell, I would be fucking sweating bullets and trying to ball out too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So said, yeah, Genty, then a line. Nobody had that many yards as Genty. Made no sense to say, oh, we get a running back later. Yeah, dude. What if you had the 6th or 7th overall pick and Genty's there? Would you consider pulling the trigger on that, dude? I mean, seriously. And here's a question for you, J-Dog. And I'm not being facetious. I'm honest. Like, I want to ask everybody, actually. How many more games does the Raiders win with Jacobs? If the Jacobs was on our team, how many more wins does he give the Raiders? Let's be real about this, because I've thought about this, and some of this is tinfoil hat shit. But like, if Jacobs is on our team, how many more wins do the Raiders have with Josh Jacobs? I'm going to say at least, at minimum, 3 to 4 additional wins. So if you're Tom Telesco and you have this vision of quarterback, your philosophy, and you look at Aiden O'Connell and you're like, Aiden O'Connell is not the quarterback of the future. He's average, mediocre, whatever. We need to go get a real quarterback that could be mobile because of X, Y, and Z. This is why we need to go get this other quarterback because of X, Y, and Z. So then you purposely don't give Jacobs a contract because you know you're going to win more games and you're going to have a lot harder chance to having that high draft pick to getting a good quarterback, right? So Tom Telesco possibly knowingly could have made sure Josh Jacobs was not going to be a Raider just so the Raiders had a better chance of getting a high draft pick to go in and getting a quarterback. Tom Telesco, like, this is all what if, right? But Tom Telesco also, because this is the head of, dude, this is like the top guy. Coach AP, remember, this is the first time he's been a head coach. Like, he was probably just listening to these guys, like, okay, I'll do what you want, whatever kind of thing. And then you got to think, like, whose idea was it to hire Luke Getsy? Was that Tom Telesco? Oh, we need a play caller that, you know, works better with mobile quarterbacks than a guy like Scott Turner that can work better with Aiden O'Connell. So this is the whole reason when I'm going off and I'm saying there's leaders that set people up for failure. Is it possible Tommy T-Nuts was purposely making some critical decisions so the Raiders would not be successful this year? And I can't prove it, but the fact that this dude is hiding behind the shadows and you haven't heard nothing from Tom other than a couple articles here and there. This dude hasn't came out and talked about anything. You guys seen any interviews by Tommy T-Nuts? Seriously. I know a lot of general managers don't, but I mean, fuck, you can't do one interview, like mid-season interview? Why not? Does he have a guilty conscience and he doesn't want to come out in the open? Something's fucking going on, dude. And I do not think Tom set the Raiders up for success or coach Antonio Pierce up for success. And that pisses me off. I don't care how good the draft pick was of Brock Bowers, JPJ, or whatever. When I look at the actions and I look at some critical things from the O-line switching the zone to hiring Luke Getsy, the Gardner Minshew, not signing Josh Jacobs, there's some extremely questionable shit. Where if I was Davante Adams and I saw these actions, I probably would feel no different than Davante Adams. I'd be like, what the fuck's going on here? Raiders could have played their hand completely differently, guys. This is not like rocket science. You sign Jacobs, you start O'Connell, you keep the power blocking scheme with the offensive line, okay? You do, and you don't hire Luke Getsy. Like, you could have just promoted Scott Turner. Scott Turner was on the team last year, right? You promote Scott Turner. We do those 4 different things. How many more wins do we have? Davante Adams is probably here still. He was building a relationship with Aiden O'Connell. We're probably looking at a completely different team. We could be talking about the Raiders possibly fighting for a playoff spot right now. No shit. And not just that. I said this on Raider Ben's channel. People thought I was crazy, laughed at me. But what did I say before, as the season was beginning or before the season began? I said, is Antonio Pierce's lawsuit going to affect him at all? And if you look at it, guys, if you're honest with yourself and not like, oh, well, hardcore's right or wrong, I don't even care about that. But if you look at it and you're like, is Coach Antonio Pierce the same coach this year that he was last year? When you look at Antonio Pierce last year and you look at Antonio Pierce this year, are these like the same guy? If you're honest with yourself. And I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say fuck no, it's not. And he's not making the same like decisions, decisiveness, energy, none of it, dude. Antonio Pierce and that lawsuit, I guarantee you, has affected his decision-making this year, and it affected the Raiders and our team as well. And I was worried about that, and people like laughed at me like, oh, no, that lawsuit isn't nothing. Oh, yeah, it is, guys. Yeah, fucking absolutely is. And you want to get more tinfoil, maybe that's why we're losing. Maybe somebody was like, hey, coach, you need to make sure the Raiders lose this year, and we'll help you out on this lawsuit. I don't know, but crazy shit happens in the NFL, guys. It does, man. Leaning Cam Ward. I might be too. Kind of trying to be open-minded, but said, I'm sorry, but that's not that does sound stupid. There were 6 quarterbacks taken last year's draft that are better than Sanders, and we would have moved up, traded for Sanders. Award are not worth 3 first. I'm saying if it's your guy that you believe in, it doesn't matter what draft cap. Dude, look. 1 second. I'll find it for you here. There's a reason why I said that. Just 1 second. I'll pull it up. I'll show you. I'll go over this with you. All right. A bunch of ad blockers or ads. I mean, all right. So right here, just a quick little thing about NCAA football players. How many make it to the NFL? I hate these ads that pop up. All right. Right here. So for high schools, 6.5 of those are high school players that make it to the NCAA college. And then from college to professional is more dramatic. Only 1.6 of college level players will get drafted into the NFL. Think about that. 1.6% of college players make it to the NFL. And then where's the other number? Oh yeah, right here. This was funny. To put that number in perspective, it's only the odds of getting struck by lightning at some point in life. So it's like that's such a small percentage of college players that make it to the NFL. And a lot of times, like, people look at the draft, why it's so hard to, like, hit in the draft. You're usually lucky if you get 1 or 2 starters out of each draft, guys. 1 or 2 starters. If you can get 1 stud out of each draft and like 2 rotational pieces that can possibly be developed, that's a good draft. But if you look at 7 rounds, you're talking about like less than 50%. Less than 50% of your draft picks are going to hit in the draft. It's like 40%. So if you look at it from that standpoint, you're lucky to get like a 40% hit rate in the draft, no matter if it's first round, second round, whatever round. All right. If you look at it like that, that's why I say, if you believe in somebody, give up the entire fucking draft or 3 first rounds or a lot of draft capital. It don't matter. You're going to miss so much in the fucking draft, guys, that, if you have conviction that that's your guy, you give up the kitchen sink, especially at quarterback. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Am I exactly right on that? So people would say, no, that's crazy. You can't do that. But at the same time, you can have a superstar like a Josh Jacobs and not sign him to a contract. And then you're like, well, we can't draft anybody and we got no superstars, and you have superstars, you let them go. So, people can stick that fucking in their pipe and smoke it too. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying other people that want to have horseshit takes. But, so if Sanders was the guy and they really believe that, why win? That doesn't make any sense. As I said, I agree. I liked O'Connell, dog. So Archer just wants us to trade for Hendon Hooker. Hell yeah. I'd take him, dude. But I would take Hendon Hooker and still keep Aiden O'Connell. You know what I mean? J-Dog said, Ginty and Bowers put fear into teams. They don't give a fuck about defenders. Yeah, facts, bro. That would be a fucking tandem. YouTube blocks my regular moments. Annoying. I don't mean by regular moments, but don't worry, dude. YouTube blocks my shit all the time, too. Oh, comments. I see what you're saying. Yeah, dude. They do it to me no matter where I am. They fucking cancel culture me a long time ago. That's why people don't ever see my videos, or if I do go live, shit like that, bro. I feel your pain. Just hang in there, J-Dog. The QBs in this draft are all huge numbers. Cam Ward may be different after his injury, so I'm not sure about that pick either. Travis Hunter can play offensive defense, but he's a can't miss pick. Yeah. I mean, what's funny is everybody's like best player available. If you're going to draft best player available, Travis Hunter should go first in the draft. People won't do that, but he should, I was hyped over Jamarcus. I was too, man. I was hyped over Jamarcus Russell back then. But I was 9th grade. This was when Jamarcus Russell was being drafted. Yeah, I was in the Army back then, so entire offseason felt like AP was getting too much attention from the national media. People were hyping him up when we never seen him as NFL coach. Yeah, I mean, it was at this point, it was all talk. It was all meaningless words, dude. It was all just to sell tickets, and it was for no good. It didn't, like, all that hype didn't do shit. I was excited too. I remember talking about like you got asked about the quarterback. He's like, well, Mahomes and everybody else better worry about their quarterbacks. We have Max Crosby. So, oh, here it is right here. That's funny. I was just thinking of that, and I wasn't even. Dude said the division has to worry about us, about possibly get swept by our rivals. Dude, fuck, bro. So sad. I say totally different season. We could be 12-2. Well, minus all the injuries. Running game sucked at the beginning till Powers went to center. Yeah, dude. Well, and a lot of people are like, it's another thing, dude. Who's the center now? The dude that got hurt and then came back in. I'm drawing a blank tonight, but anyways, he was an undrafted free agent, the center that we've had for years now, and pretty sure when he started with the offensive line, he started at guard. You know, he started at guard and then moved to center, so it wasn't like he was a center right off the bat. So he should be able to go from center back to guard if we need him to. I don't know why they moved JPJ to guard. They should have kept JPJ at center and moved fucking what's his name to guard. RNFL, what up? What up? Say what up? Good to see you too, man. Been a minute, been a while. Cheers. If they want a mobile QB, then why didn't they go after Fields more? I wanted him over Minshew. Yeah, I would have taken Fields over Minshew too, man. Andre James, there we go. Paid Andre James to be backup. What the fuck? Yeah. Andre James, when he came in as an undrafted free agent, I'm pretty sure he started with us as a guard, and then we moved him to a center. So, if Gardner wasn't a starter, Macaulay, he didn't get Cliff, and what? And I get he tried. Oh, but ended up with shitty Getsy, lost me. We all knew he was terrible. Yeah, bro, I know. Pisses me off, man. But they could have gone with something else. Scott Turner would have been better than Luke Getsy, bro. Like, they made some fucking terrible decisions, dude. Yeah, Getsy Minshew combo had me give up on the season before it happened. Yeah, dude. Dude, you got, like, even if you disagree with me on some shit, dude, you got to sit there and, like, at least, like, all of us put our thinking hats on and be like, dude, what were they thinking, man? Something just don't smell right, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Like, I know I'm a little more tinfoil hat than some people, but something don't smell right about this entire fucking thing, bro. You know, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying, like it smells like I smell bullshit. You know, there's like some bullshit and some stuff that happened this year that something just ain't right. You know what I mean? I did not trust Tom Telesco based on past Chargers failures. Yeah, that's kind of, you know. I mean, he could draft good. Like, well, he drafts good in like first, second round, and then the other rounds are like highly questionable. Where like Mac Mayock, you know, and John Gruden, they were not good in the first, second round, but then usually third round and on, they were pretty good. At least fourth round and on. I mean, Antonio Pierce is in the Raiders. 6 years Chargers did kind of get him fired. Talking about the Tom Telesco. Plus, why we keep getting Chargers leftovers. Yeah. To be fair, AP put together a horrible coaching staff. Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, everybody's got to be looked at, dude. I'm just saying Tom Telesco should not get a free pass just because he had a fucking, you know, a good draft, dude. There's more to putting together a team than draft. That's what I'm saying. It depends on who made some of these decisions, like Luke Getsy, Minshew, and all that. If that was Coach AP, then he needs more weight to carry. If it was more Tom Telesco, then he should have more weight to carry than Coach AP. Or if it's 50-50, then, you know, so be it, I guess. But, yeah, I know. Michael Almeida said, I'm still confused how they end up saying Getsy's best chance to win. Also, remember when they said that Gardner Minshew gives us the best chance to win and they started Gardner Minshew? I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Gardner Minshew gives us the best chance to win. Oh, dude, I was going crazy, bro. I'm like, no way. There's no way, dude. Like, there's like Coach Antonio Pierce. It was like we were playing the Chiefs or whatever. And he's like, so I do like Coach AP to some degree, but fuck, he does bullshit sometimes. You know, we're playing the Chiefs and he's trying to explain when we were going to run one more play before we try to kick a field goal and how JPJ snapped the ball and it, like, you know, hit O'Connell's chest or whatever. Well, Coach AP said we were just going to run one more play to run some more time off the clock. That's horse shit. He lied on that. I'm like 98% sure when Coach AP said we're going to run one play, but just run some time off the clock. Dude, like, when he said that, that was kind of a chicken shit thing, because what he should have said was, yeah, we wanted to get 3 or 4 more yards because our kicker, missed some fucking field goals and we wanted to be a few more yards closer. That's what I think they were really trying to do. But Coach AP like backtracked and like, did like a sideshow Bob thing. And he's like, oh yeah, we were just trying to run some time off the clock. Bullshit, man. Like that was some fucking horseshit stuff. So that kind of pissed me off or whatever. But anyways, he said I was never really big on Minshew, but he looked better. And Indy and Philly laugh aloud. It came to us, and dude lost all confidence. But Mike, dude, this is where like the whole system has to work, bro. Minshew could go somewhere else and ball out, but like, now with Minshew, here's the thing. Yeah, if you have maybe a zone blocking scheme, a zone like offensive coordinator, that's probably going to work better for a guy like Minshew. But what the Raiders did is try to make a square peg a round hole. When you have guys in their skill set on your offensive line as power blocking scheme, and you're trying to make them do something they're never going to be good at, like a zone blocking scheme, you're setting the players up for failure. You know what I mean? So Minshew was never probably going to do good here, given some of those circumstances. And Luke Getsy is a terrible fucking play caller. You know what I mean? Like everything has to mesh for a team to be fucking successful. This is all you guys, I'm sure everybody knows. This isn't like telling anybody anything new, but this is what I'm saying about the Raiders. We don't do that. We like try to reinvent the wheel. Jacobs is the leading rusher under this game plan. Let's switch it. Let's do something opposite that he's not going to be good at, and we're going to try to force him to do this. And you're just sitting there and you're just like scratching your head like, what? Why did they do that? Because they're dumb. That's why. Not all the coaching staff is horrible, though. I mean, there's some good coaches, but like, yeah, man. I know Hardcore would love to get Mac back. I would. Even if he's washed up, I'd take him, dude, just so he could retire a fucking Raider, man. I know last year was the honeymoon phase. That could be, bro. Could be for sure. He was substitute teacher last year. If you look it up, let's see. If you look at it, AP is pretty much in his second season. He said we're losing because Mr. Mark Davis makes these hires. I mean, they're all part of it, though. If we look at, everybody should be held accountable, bro. AP made a lot of very shitty decisions, questionable ones, and Tom T has as well. That's how I feel, man. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not exactly saying we should fucking like tear the whole thing down. I'm just saying nobody gets a free pass. Okay. I don't care if it's injuries or whatever. You guys remember there's a famous coach that said, excuses die, the record stands. If you think about it, it's like a simple thing, but it's true. Excuses die, the record stands. People will forget about your injuries or all these other things happened. Devontae left or you didn't sign Jacobs. People will forget all that shit. You know what they won't forget? That the Raiders were 3 and whatever, because the record at the end of the day, and you look at the Raiders history books, people are going to say, oh, they only won 3 games that year. They fucking sucked. That's all that fucking matters. That's why, just win, baby. I mean, I'll take a win. I don't care if it's against a shitty team or not, dude. To be fair, Antonio Pierce had Josh McDaniels coaching staff last year. He selected his own coaching staff this year. I believe that's part of the problem. It could be. I mean, you're right. Very well could be. Dude, I want to talk to you about drones. Oh, bro. I know you know some shit. Bro. Don't make me do that. Don't make me talk about that shit on here, bro. I love you, J-Dog. Hardcore conspiracies. These are the real ones from years ago. Yeah. You ain't lying. I mean, I don't really care. I really don't care what most people fucking think of me, bro. You know how I am. Like, I'm a no holds bar kind of guy. I'll call on the Raider Nation Radio, try to be like nice, somewhat professional, but yeah, I don't know. You know, a lot of crazy shit though. You know what I mean? I just don't talk it on here anymore because it really people tune out, and so try my best to stay. I mean, I'm always like sidetracked as is, bro. So I add something like that in here, and dude, you know how many subscribers I lost when I did those videos back in the day? It was a lot, and I don't. I mean, like, again, I really don't care. You know, there's people I've unsubscribed to, and there's a bunch of fucking clowns in Raider Nation that, like, you know, you kind of filter through the bullshit. And I'm glad they're not fucking part of my channel or part of like our crew anymore, because we don't need those fucking clowns. You know what I'm saying? So, and most of you know who they are. Sometimes I'll call them out, sometimes I won't, but you guys already know. So, nice. This should trade for Hooker, Ben Johnson, both. That would be awesome. I'd take that, man. I mean, like, even though I like Aiden O'Connell and I want to see what he has, if we could get Hendon Hooker, I would do anything to get Hendon Hooker almost, dude. Like, straight up. Like, you give me Ben Johnson and he likes Hendon Hooker because he probably does because he's seen him in practice and shit. If he can get Hendon Hooker, then fucking bring him on over, bro. I'm all for that, dude. That would be cool. We have we have a hooker in Vegas, that's for sure. They were never great. I don't know who you're talking about, bro. I'm like behind the chat trying to get caught up. Honestly, I think we all like AP because he was so different than McDaniels. He was. I liked him. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably 60-40 on him in the wrong, like, negative direction. Like 60% of me, or maybe I might be more than 60. I'm probably 65 or 70. Probably 70-30. 70% of me wants to move on from Coach AP. They made some bad decisions, dude. I'm really fucking pissed off, dude. At him and Tom Telesco, dude. So I'm probably 70% ready to move on from Coach AP, and 30% like, you know, I'd be willing to stick it out with him for another year. But all right. Remember we used to celebrate first downs without getting a penalty? I do that shit. It was horrible. Man. He said a lot of fans thought Harbaugh was corny as fuck. Give me corny and W's all day over cigars, lowriders, and black Air Forces. Man, we ain't eating no W's, that's for sure. Except for today, man. That's funny. Michael Nominate said Raiders covered the spread every game so far. I didn't know that. I know the bettors had us at 6.5 wins, and I thought they were crazy. Man, boy, do they look like geniuses, and I look like a fucking jackass. I thought for sure we're getting over 6.5. I was like, I didn't make any bets on it. I was like, yeah, we're definitely getting like 9 to 10 wins. But yeah. Minshew including nose picks. I had I think 15 picks. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. AP Live, we didn't have timeout to stop the clock in that Chiefs game. Oh yeah. Greg said, what are your view and some second round QBs? I guess it depends who's available, bro. I mean, people always overdraft QBs. So if their value is truly a second round draft pick, I'd be willing to, like, you know, explore it, especially because we're gonna have like an early pick in the second round, so it's almost kind of like a first round draft pick. But if it's like a third round quarterback and you're overdrafting them in the second round, then that sometimes I think could be tough, especially when we pick as high as we do. You know, I still think we need another offensive lineman. You know, we need a wide receiver, we need a running back. You know, obviously quarterback. I mean, we can't come out of the draft without a quarterback, no matter if it's fucking, you know, Shedeur Sanders or not. So what I would say is like, second or third round, second depending on who's available. But don't overdraft in the second round either, because that second round draft pick is almost like a first round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? You can get, I think so my opinion, just so you know, my opinion in the draft, your best value and if you have the right guys that draft, it's not in the first round. There's so many busts in the first rounds. First rounds scare me personally. I think the best value is always the second and third round. I think that's where you can find like your best talents. If you're scouting right and you pick right, I think you'll find your best gems in the second and third round. Oh, and we need a linebacker, possibly safety. I mean, cornerback. Fuck, our team is so fucked, man. And what are we going to do in free agency? Are they going to re-sign some of these guys? Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Moehrig, Spillane. What are we going to do with fucking Malcolm Kuntz? Because he's going to be a free agent. Or the dude we got from the Jaguars that did pretty good today and has been doing pretty good. I forget his name. But who else? Jacoby Myers, not this year, but next year, his contract's coming up. So, you got to consider what you're doing, Jacoby Myers. Are we going to get a wide receiver? Do you want T. Higgins? Like, for me, I would give the bank for T. Higgins. I'd pay him a pretty good penny if we could get T. Higgins over here. I think T. Higgins could be good. What the fuck that is. All right. So I think Minshew was the problem and no running back, not AP. My only caveat to that, J-Dog, would be this. So do you guys remember last year when they showed some highlights of Coach Antonio Pierce and he was on the microphone and he's like, hey, run it again. And they were like showing highlights of Coach Antonio Pierce telling the offensive coordinator, run it again. And like, yeah, do that play again. And it wasn't just one play. There were several times where they showed, and that was just a highlight reel. So I don't know if it's happening all the time, but where Coach Antonio Pierce was literally changing some of the play calling from the offensive coordinator going back to last year. If Coach AP was doing some of that same shit this year, bro, like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of it I do think is Luke Getsy, but I also question if Coach Antonio Pierce is like calling out the offensive coordinator, hey, don't pass the ball, make sure you run it. You got to think, how often has Coach Antonio Pierce said this whole entire season, we got to run the ball. Dude, Coach AP is trying to like force us running the ball when the scheme isn't working, the offensive line wasn't very good, and the play calling, which is like kind of like the scheme, I guess, but the play calling wasn't very good either. So there's multiple things, I guess, when I look at Coach AP that makes me question. And for me, I don't know the answer. All I know is like, my question is this: is Antonio Pierce still changing the plays on the fucking field? Especially him being a defensive guy. If Coach AP has in fact changed the plays on the field, he needs to be held accountable, to an extremely fucking high degree. Yeah. I said, bro, there's a whole bunch of people who would watch your other shows about the old stuff you'd speak on. Yeah, I just it's hard. I hear you, bro. I appreciate it, man. It just I get cancel cultured and I'm so busy with like running a business and stuff, man, that with work that I don't know. It's hard for me to find the time and the backlash and stuff, like heavy as head that wears a crown. And I don't know how much it really helps people or, does good for people. Maybe a little bit out there, but if it helped more people, I'd be willing to do it. But honestly, I'm probably just wasting my fucking time, and I don't like wasting my time. And that's the nicest way I can put it. So, that and the cancel culture shit. Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. I understand. I'll think about it though, but sometimes I want to talk about shit, but yeah. I'm feeling that Q show tomorrow is going to be a bunch of crybabies calling in about us winning. Fuck that. I'll take a W. Can't after 20 years of losing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike, bro, dude. Yeah, no. I'm happy we won. At first, I was like, I did have some mixed feelings about it, and I'm like, how? I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm a Raider fan. I'm like, dude, how can I like? It's so stupid to be like happy about fucking losing. You know what I'm saying? Let's play this again real quick, in case there's anybody new in here. I'm gonna play this little clip. You guys ever seen the movie White Men Can't Jump? This is the perfect fucking like clip you guys should think about. Give me a second here. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it here. So, anyways, I think that shit's funny. So hopefully you guys think that's funny too, because like that's what when I see Raider fans that are pissed off that we won, I think of that line where she's like, "Sometimes when you win, you really lose. Sometimes when you lose, you really win." And that's like Raider fans. Sometimes when you win, you really lose, and that's how Raider fans are right now. They're pissed off because we won, and I think it's fucking comical, dude. So I don't give a fuck, dude. All right, here's one. Alex said, "No franchise QB, you loser Raiders." Oh man, let's talk about Minshew interceptions, nose picks on live TV this season. Dude was always in his nose. Oh, I never caught that, bro. I wonder how far behind I am. 11:03. Damn, I'm like 5 minutes behind. Time to move the team to Tijuana, fucking losers. Time to move your mom to fucking Tijuana, you fucking whiner. How's those fucking whiners, bro? You guys, dude, think about that. You guys like have a really good fucking team. You guys were just in the Super Bowl, and you guys fucking suck dick for a living, bro. You guys are like taking in the Mahomes balls and everything that last fucking Super Bowl. Balls, dick, fucking the whole thing, deep throat and that shit. Not even in fucking San Francisco, bro. What else we got here? We have to keep attacking the trenches and these drafts, build from the inside out. We definitely got to make this offensive line a lot better, man. Especially if we're gonna do O'Connell or whatever, man. The running back O-line is a machine. Don't need that QB. Run it. If you look at AP this season, the microphone has been flipped up all season. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Michael. That's why I said, like, is this the same coach as last year? And that's why I brought up the lawsuit. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. He's been different and not different in a good way. Been low key liking Jaden Higgins from Iowa State, Caleb Williams from Iowa, and now I'm considering high on T. McMillan from Arizona. All right, that's good to know. Keep an eye on them. Thanks for that. Yeah. No, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll tell you, Jay. I do high end remodels, bro. Like, kind of depends on the customer, but I can do some pretty like high end, like custom shit, bro. Not all my shit's like high end, but I have done and do some pretty high end shit. So that's the other part of like, not always wanting my shit out there kind of thing. I gotta be considerate of that. Raider fans got Commodity by winning today. It's the same clown, dude. Put this motherfucker in timeout. Where's this J Dog? Why can't I put this dude in timeout? Oh, here we go. J Dog, are you a moderator? Give me a second. I'm gonna make J Dog a moderator. I gotta do it on my phone. Give me a second. All right, J Dog, you're a moderator. Let me see who else. All right, clap that clown. I already put him in timeout, but protect the shield. What up, big dog? Protect the shield. How you been, bro? I just been ranting on here. Good to see you, man. I've been working a lot. Have a chance to do a video. This is good. This is a good comment. All right, K Knox, he said, y'all could always trade up. Problem now is Telesco only has done that twice and never traded down. He usually stays put and takes best available. It's funny. Everybody's so fucking pissed off. Ready to always suck again. Dude, we always sucked. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? When were we good? Like, we sucked because McDaniels destroyed our fucking team, bro. And we didn't sign Jacobs, man. Oh, man. It's like 10-day Bender fucking trying to clown on me. He's like, man... He's like, I'm off the O'Connell train. I started going off on him. I'm like, bro, you were never on the O'Connell train. He always hated O'Connell. And he like came on trying to clown on me. He's like, oh, I'm off the O'Connell train. Like as if he was ever on it, bro. Like he was never on it. He was always against O'Connell. Like, see, that's the guy. 10 days, one of those guys where he's got the Minshew balls in the back of his throat, bro. He's like, he's got legs. He knows how to use them. And he's all excited. Meanwhile, Minshew throwing interception after interception after interception. And he's like, man, I knew he was going to be good. He's like, I got a smart fucking football Raider IQ. Really glad we got Minshew, man. At least he can run his ass right to the bench and to the fucking interception fucking wall. Oh, Rebel Raider, Odyssey or Mods? Okay. Yeah, most time let people just do their thing. J-Dog is all I ask. Like, most time, like, I'm not going to clap anybody unless they start getting real fucking stupid, bro. They start getting stupid, you know, like I believe in freedom of speech, but they come on here and they're just like clowning to clown. And they're not adding any like actual anything productive or fucking, you know, feedback or whatever. Like a little bit of shit talking is fine, but if they're just like clowning, trolling, just fucking clap that ass, bro. Like other people will let people run wild. I don't do that shit, dude. People want to be stupid, they can go be stupid somewhere else and go fuck themselves slow or fast, either way. Oh, it's all good. I thought you knew I made them go bye-bye. I don't even know who it was. I think it was a Niner fan. I don't care. He's gone. Watching Minshew made me miss Jimmy G. Holy fuck. Broke back, Jimmy. Raider Paul, I'm always here. Hopefully you're doing good, Raider Paul. I know some people are pissed off, bro, but we'll see. Brady can have some influence. Chiefs fan since Derek Thomas. Oh, man. Derek Thomas was a beast. Didn't he pass away or something? I feel like Derek Thomas passed away. Did he like get in a car accident or some shit? But fuck, Derek Thomas was a fucking super stud, man. All right, anything else you guys want to talk about? Been going on for fuck almost 2 hours here. We went from Cam Ward to AOC. Oh man, yeah. Well, even though I hated Derek Thomas back in the day, rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace, Derek Thomas, man. That guy was like a fucking superstar, dude. Always hated that dude. He was good. He's like Junior Seau for the Chiefs, but yeah. I'll check my notes real quick, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about. I probably ranted enough. Make sure I got all my points across. I wanted to vent out. I guess, yeah. I guess the only point I had left on my notes is, lose. Believe it or not, like if there's any positive to this shit, dude, like losing can do like one of two things, in my opinion. Either one, you'll like grow numb to it and you'll just accept fucking being a loser, in life or whatever you fucking do, and like kneel down and like give in to it. And then each time will just be easier and easier for you to lose until you have a loser fucking mentality. Or it kind of like builds calluses. It makes you hard, makes you hardcore, and losing can build character because you don't know what a man is made of until the chips are down and stacked against them. That's just the facts. Anybody can be happy when things are good and things are fun and you're winning or whatever, but the true character is tested in each human being, especially a man, when everything's stacked against you and shit sucks. That's when you see what someone's made of. So like the trial by fire kind of analogy and kind of what we're going through right now, it's going to separate the men from boys, So as shitty as it is, like if there's a positive from all this shit, is it's going to create, it will cause men on this team to dig deep and see what the fuck they're made of. And either they'll be part of that in the future and they'll have that hardcore mentality within them because of these experiences, or they won't be part of the team and that'll motivate them to do better on a different team or something. But hopefully some of these guys, like what do you guys think of Aiden O'Connell? Like he didn't have that great, like a super great game. I don't think he had any touchdowns. He had like 250 yards and I think it was like 24 of 38 or something. But you saw him moving around and like you saw a little bit of moxie in Aiden O'Connell. Now, I will say at the same time, it shouldn't take you being benched and hurt to get you to kind of step up to the plate and have that extra drive within you. But the one thing I'll say is with the shit that's stacked against Aiden O'Connell, hell yeah, it's going to motivate him, and either he's going to crumble like a cookie or he's going to fucking rise above it. And that's what I want to see. I want the guys on this team. I don't even care if they're the most talented or if they could have legs and can run around. I want the guys part of this team that are going to dig deep and fight for each other and to be part of this team. The guys that like you'll go to battle with when you're dog tired and they're not giving up on you. Those are the guys that I want part of this organization. And everybody else, they can fucking kick rocks, including Davante Adams. Even though I loved him or whatever, even though he's clowning on the Raiders, guys like that, if they don't want to be part of it, then so be it. And that's hard to find. It's hard to find guys that can fit that. But I'm living proof, through multiple times that when the going gets tough, either you get tough or you get going, and for me in my life, like I'm not giving up. Times like you're tired or whatever you want to, but I've had to dig deep and it's built character. It's built like calluses on my hands, and it's caused me to fucking rise above. It doesn't mean it was easy. It doesn't mean it didn't fucking suck. But at the end of it, I was better from going through that fucking shitstorm in my life, and it may be better in one way or the other if I look back at it. But most people won't do that. Most people will just give up and cry like a baby and fucking crumble. And, because we live in a society that's just extremely weak now, weak mentally, physically, spiritually. Everybody wants participation fucking trophies, especially these young guys coming out of colleges and shit. So if you can find guys that have that good character, that's going to fight no matter how many games you've won, that's what you want, because that can pay off in the end. Because then you're talking about something that makes someone tick. And to me, what I call it a clutch factor, to some degree. But because to me, a clutch factor is like here's what I want of a QB, guys. I don't care if it's a pocket passer, a mobile quarterback, a running quarterback. I just want a clutch quarterback, meaning when the chips are down, everything's against him, the game's on the line. I just want a quarterback that will fucking take us to a victory. That when it matters most, they're going to fucking get a victory for us. because not everybody has the clutch factor. Only the people have extremely high character, and you have to have talent. But like a lot of it actually has to do more about character than it does about fucking skill. It's like luck, dude. When everything's against you and you got 30 seconds left in the game or a minute left in the game, are you going to crumble because it's too much fucking pressure? Or are you able to handle it because pressure makes diamonds and you've been through the fire and you've been through the fucking shit storms? And so when you're in that pressured moment, it's just like another day at the office, and you're calm, cool, collected, and you go out, you fucking execute. And the best quarterbacks have that clutch factor. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning are some of the best to ever play this game that had that. As much as I hated both those guys, well, disliked, I guess. Well, hated Brady and disliked Manning. John Elway, another guy. That John Elway was not a good quarterback, dude. He really wasn't. But when it fucking mattered most, that dude could turn it up and come back and win a fucking game, dude. The craziest shit. John Elway, man. Just nuts. He would suck the entire game and then like last 2 minutes of the game fucking turn it up. And just be like, dude, how the fuck did this dude just come back and beat the Raiders for the like 12th time in a row or some shit, dude? So to me, that's what I want from our quarterback and from everybody. And to find that kind of character within a quarterback is extremely, extremely hard. You think Caleb Williams has that? No, I don't. You know, a lot of these other guys are like, you know, they're superstars and stuff. You know, you kind of have to go through some shit in your life to build that character and the calluses that I'm talking about. And those that are spoon-fed or have always been the star QB, yeah, they might have pressure, but it's a different type of pressure. You know, I'm talking about the guys that had to rise from fucking nothing and ashes, and the guys that nobody believed in, that made themselves to be somebody out of fucking nothing. Those are the guys that I want, because I know those guys would give their last fucking every inch of their life, dude, to battle for their brothers. And that's true in the Army, and that's also true, I believe, in football if you find the right leadership. So I think O'Connell has the character I'm talking about, but I want to see it. I really want to see it, because I can talk about it all day long, but we got to see it, man. Oh, nice. Mom's got you big ass Raiders blanket. This is proper Raider Nation shield on. Hell yeah. Nice, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce on out. I appreciate everybody, man. Make sure you guys have a very blessed and Merry Christmas. Whatever you're celebrating. Hopefully you have a good time of year this year. I wished I could do a giveaway, but I'm not set up for anything right now. I was planning on trying to do some of my card channel. I might just say, fuck it. I'm going to go take a quick smoke break, and I'm going to go live on my card channel because I got some Raiders shit you guys might want to see. So if you guys don't know, my other card channel is Hardcore Card Collecting. I ain't done a video on there in a minute. But I got some shit I'm going to open up on there. If you like, it don't even have to be just cards. If you like Raiders memorabilia, I'm going to open up something here in this box. I'll show you the box. Hold on. Got something in this box. In a box! Right here. I'm going to open that shit up on my Hardcore Card Collecting channel. I'll go live in like 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to smoke a quick cigarette. And, Red Queefdom. Have a good night, Alf. But yeah, you guys go subscribe over there, Hardcore Card Collecting. I'm gonna open this up. You guys will like it. I'm sure you will. All right, much love, everybody. Take care. Make sure you guys hit the like button, or not, either way. I'm Hardcore Raider, and there's only one nation. That's Raider Nation. And fuck the Queefs. Ha ha ha.
Really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose.
I hate it when you talk like that.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose.
I hate it when you talk like that.
Sometimes when you win, you really lose. Sometimes when you lose,